Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm getting ready to do some flower bed maintenance, and I cannot believe I'm even saying that. Right in the middle of winter, very end of the year, and I can get out and do a little cleanup. And I'm not worried about doing anything major today, but I would like to edge the grass in several spots because it's something that we have to do like 2 or 3 times a year. And if I have the ability to get out here in the middle of winter when I'm not usually able to do it, then it really doesn't even matter how much I get done today. It's all a bonus because I'm used to having to do it in the spring. So you know that grass and weeds, they just keep on growing slowly, but they keep on growing. Those roots are growing all throughout the winter. And so all this little maintenance stuff that you can get done along the way, even in small little snippets, are super helpful once busy spring rolls around. So I'm not doing any major anything today because it is pretty wet and the flower bed's pretty muddy, but I'd like to give all the flower beds, or not all of them, some of them, a nice sharp edge, and then I need to redefine some spots. So let me show you. So out here in the backyard, you can see Hebe statue and my honeysuckle and Leyland cypress. This whole little view is really pretty. There was a brick walkway here that we removed early in the fall because we are redoing this whole area. I mean, you guys know there were oak trees in here, but you can see the grass is kind of crooked right there because it came in to meet the bricks, and I just want to kind of make that a nicer swoop. And then areas, let me show you over here. So areas where the grass is kind of crept in, I just want to create a nice clean edge, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to get mulch in this area. I really don't like seeing drip tubing. Looks really messy. So Aaron's gonna probably be popping in and out helping me. He's working on some other stuff, so he said if he had some breaks he would come out and give me a hand. But I'll show you the tools I'm gonna be using. Pretty simple. I've got my kangaroo pop-up bag because I'm not gonna drive the deer out into the grass right now. It's just too wet and the grass is dormant. It's not really good to run over it too many times with anything. Then I've got my edger right here that's been used. And then I brought this out just to show you. I don't think I'm necessarily going to use it today, but if you need to redefine lines in your grass, well, I'll show you. These are really nice. They're a marking tool. You basically just run the wheel along the grass line, and then there's a little trigger right here and a can of orange spray paint that paints your line. So I'll show you. Oh, springs straight out the side. Hold on, it must be clogged from the last time I used it. There we go. I think I fixed it. I need a new can of paint. I think that's what's going on here. Well, general idea. You can see that wherever you run your wheel and pull the trigger, that's where the spray paint usually paints a nice bright line like this that you can see. But this has either been out in the cold for too long or it might be empty. Yeah, it's pretty close to empty. So we won't be using this tool today, but I just wanted to show you because when you do have a proper can of spray paint that's full, it is really handy because then you can draw your line and then you can stand back and look at it and you can tweak the line however you want rather than going in and cutting like too much sawed out. Too much is worse than too little, but too much sawed out, and then you have to wait for that grass to grow back in. I've done that so many times, so I really like the spray can. It's not as necessary when you're just doing like little cleanup like I'm doing today. I do have my gloves in my pocket, and I just remembered I forgot my kneeling pad, so I need that as well. So now the last thing I really need to do before I kind of haul into this thing is just kind of test the ground for I don't know, to see if it's frozen. It feels pretty soft. Isn't that beautiful? The ground is perfect, and I'm just noticing that I have tulips coming up everywhere. There, they're just everywhere. You guys might remember that this area is chock full of white tulips. There's 500 of them in here originally, and I just see little tops of tulips up everywhere, which is exciting and a little bit makes me nervous because we have another month or two where the weather can be a little bit dicey. So we'll just see how things go. But I'm gonna start in on this grass, and I just noticed that I'm seeing a couple of snowflakes fall. Maybe I picked the wrong day to do this. wanted to stop and give you guys a midway update because I think it's looking so good, so much better. Look at that. Isn't that miles better than it was? What I did is I didn't do any edging here because this looks pretty good, especially once I rake up all the leaves. It's pretty sharp, but I started right about there and then just did a nice gentle swoop all the way over to where my stuff is right now. That's kind of where I stopped because I wanted to give you guys an update on what it looked like. And I might have to fuss the edges just a little bit, but there are some spots where the grass just isn't as thick, like right in here, and I want the grass to grow and get thicker, and then I'll work on redefining a little bit more so I've got a sharper, thicker edge. But this is a really good start. So now it looks like I need to kind of soften that little line right there, but I want to take after this spot, so let me get at a different angle so you can see it better. Totally can't remember if I showed you this when I started the video, so sorry if this is a repeat, but I don't like how it bulbs out right here and then it goes straight for a long time. I kind of want to make a more gentle curve right here. Like this seems to be unnecessary, this little piece right here. Plus it'll give me more room for annuals. Isn't that a much gentler curve? Not having it kind of bump out right there. It's looking so good over here. I'm so happy with it. Of course, there's some perennial cleanup I still need to do and some annual grasses I need to dig out, but I can work on that as I go here. And that is basically it. That's what I'm working on today. So I'm gonna go around maybe the rest of this yard and just kind of clean up edges, maybe reshape things as I go. It was a little bit more frozen on this side where you can still see a little bit of snow like on the north side of some of the shrubs, but the soil was still easy to get my shovel into. So it's kind of perfect. It's a perfect temperature out here too for me. I would much rather work when it's cooler out and I need to shed a layer rather than work when it's really hot. So to get this kind of stuff done now is so awesome. And it's just about small, consistent efforts. I've kind of learned that over time. Like I'm that way inside. So if I'm upstairs, I always think, okay, I need to go downstairs. Is there anything up here that I could grab and take downstairs with me? Or the same when I'm downstairs, I grab anything that needs to go upstairs. So I always usually have something in my hand so that I don't have to make extra trips later. So it really helps me kind of keep on top of things, and I'm hoping that, you know, doing the edging now will just really, I'll be happy about it in the spring. I know I will be. And you know, every winter is different. I don't recall if I've ever been able to get out here in December to edge grass. So anyway, I'm just counting myself blessed this year to be able to do it. So for those of you who can get out a little bit and just kind of plug away slowly at things, you definitely should do that. And for those of you guys who are still under snow, we'll have a houseplant video for you soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.